What's up? What's going on, guys? This is Mr. Gold, and I am back with another NFL free agency recap video. I think it's been either a week or just about a week since our last NFL free agency recap, so we're just going to get into it. We just finished up with the Indianapolis Colts, and now we're going to get on to the next team alphabetically, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their first signing is Tyler Eifert, a tight end, signed a 2-year deal worth $15.5 million with the Jaguars. The former Bengal was injured most of the past couple years. I think he's been injured more than he's played last year, so it's more of a high risk, maybe medium ceiling. He's not the guy he used to be. He's not a super talented tight end, but he will help out the Jaguars in that element. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a B, just because he's not the most solid tight end they could have signed, but definitely a solid tight end. Then we have Rodney Gunter agreed to terms on a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's all it gives me. I'm going to give that a C because he's kind of solid, but I don't get any terms with it. Then Rashawn Melvin, a corner, signed with the Jaguars on a 1-year, $2.25 million deal. This is a solid deal, considering that they traded away both Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye. So this is probably something that needs to happen. Not necessarily a full-time starter, but definitely will help. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one a B as well. Then Yannick Ngui got a franchise tag, and I've got mixed feelings about this because Yannick Ngui doesn't want to be with the team. And I know that's not how you pronounce his last name, but I think it's Ngoku or something. Yannick Ngoku. But he just doesn't really want to be on the team. He's been tweeting about it. He just wants out. He's done with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So basically, this franchise tag is just allowing them to get something from him instead of just letting him walk in free agency. So he'll probably be traded before the regular season starts, and if not, he'll probably be traded sometime during the regular season. Then Joe Schobert, a linebacker, former of the Browns, agreed to a 5-year, $53.75 million contract that includes $22.5 million guaranteed. That is a lot of money, especially for a linebacker that is, in my opinion, is not necessarily shown that he's worth that much. But they did address the linebacker situation, so I guess that's good, but that's a lot of money to be spending on your linebacker position. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a B as well, just because it's a solid linebacker, but I don't know if you should have paid him that much. Then Tyler Shatley re-signed with the Jaguars on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal that includes $600,000 in guarantees. So this is pretty much just re-solidifying the line, just keeping their guys that they need to keep, and I'll go ahead and give that one a nice B. Then Al Woods signed a 1-year, $2.75 million deal that includes $1 million fully guaranteed. That is going to go ahead and probably end up doing it pretty good. Can't really deny that that's a solid move there, but 1 year, 2.75. He used to be on the Seahawks. Now he was on the Colts, the Seahawks. He's kind of been a journeyman lately, but I'll go ahead and give that one a B+. It's cheap, but high ceiling. And then now we get on to the Kansas City Chiefs. And they did not have a lot of money and are trying to conserve money so they can make Patrick Mahomes quite possibly the highest paid player in the NFL. But these are the signings that they were able to afford. Notice that basically none of them are over 1 year. I think there's one. There's one that's over 1 year. Antonio Hamilton signed a 1-year deal with the Chiefs. That's all there is. Just a cornerback signed a 1-year deal with the Chiefs. I'll give it a C+, whatever. Chad Henne, I can't pronounce his last name, re-signed with the Chiefs on a 2-year, that's the only 2-year deal, $3.25 million deal that includes $2 million fully guaranteed in 2020. That is their insurance now for Patrick Mahomes. That's their guy for backing up Patrick Mahomes. Solid deal. I'll give it a B+. Then Chris Jones got the franchise tag. That's purely just to save money for Patrick Mahomes, but Chris Jones is solid. Maybe he'll get traded. Probably not. They'll just work on a long-term deal next year for him. Then Demarcus Robinson re-signed with the Chiefs on a 1-year, $2.2975 million contract, which is another solid move. He's a good deep threat. He'll be a solid player for them. Go ahead and give that one a B+ as well. Then Damian Wilson, the team picked up his $2.3 million contract option for 2020. Damian Williams is actually one of their solid, really solid, out of nowhere players. Le'Veon Bell, Damian Williams, and the other Williams both comboed, and yeah, they played actually pretty solid. So I'll go ahead and give that one an A- just because it's good to pick up people's options that are playing good for you. Then we have the now Las Vegas Raiders, and they were very busy in free agency, signed quite a few people, and who they signed first was Nelson Aguilar, signed a 1-year veteran salary benefit deal that is worth $1.475 million, of which $887,500 is fully guaranteed. So, solid deal. The former Eagle played pretty well when he was there, and he should be a veteran help for that receiving crew that includes Tyrell Williams and Hunter Renfrow. Then Malik Collins, the former Cowboy, agreed to a 1-year deal worth $6 million, $7.5 million fully guaranteed. So basically all guaranteed money. So if he gets hurt, he's still getting paid all guaranteed money. But he is a solid player, should be good for them. I'll go ahead and give that one a nice little B+. And the Nelson Aguilar's an A-. Jeff Heath, another former Cowboy, they really did go in on the former Cowboys, signed with the Raiders on a 2-year deal worth $8 million. Jeff Heath has been one of the most solid veteran safeties, in my opinion, and he will replace the likes of Carl Joseph and play, that should be definitely a good move for them. Give it a B+. Eric Kush, an offensive lineman, agreed to terms with the Raiders. That's all I have here, but I'll go ahead and give that one a B just because it is a lineman, and linemen are far and few between, so you need to stack up on them. Then Nick Kwiatkowski agreed to terms on a 3-year, $21 million contract with the Raiders. The former Bear was a backup to Leonard Floyd and Danny Trevathan basically his whole career, so he will finally get his starting job over here with the Raiders, and that should be good. I'll give that an A. I like it. Didn't pay him as much as they paid Joe Schobert, so it's a solid deal. And it does include $13.5 million in guaranteed, so just a little bit over half guaranteed. Then Corey Littleton, another linebacker, former Ram, agreed to terms on a 3-year deal worth $36 million. So same length, better linebacker, better money. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give that one an A as well. 2 solid linebackers, and still barely amounting up to the money that the Jaguars paid Joe Schobert. That's a lot of money. Then Marcus Mariota, the former Titans starting quarterback, agreed to a 2-year, $17.6 million contract that includes a fully guaranteed year 1 base salary of $7.5 million. It has a max value of $37.5 million. That max value is high, and what that tells me is that if he has a max value of that means that if he starts, he's going to get a lot of money, which means they might have a QB controversy. I don't know. Mariota was a starting quarterback and arguably was just as good a starting quarterback as Derek Carr, so you can argue in the comments about that. I'll give it a B+ because he is solid. Then Carl Nassib signed with the Raiders on a 3-year, $25 million deal that includes $17 million fully guaranteed and has a max value of $28 million. I like this deal and don't like it at the same time. So I actually, Nassib is good, but he's not worth $25 million. But it's 3 years of a solid defensive end, and he'll go alongside Max Crosby. So I'll go ahead and give that one a B for right now, but it's still kind of expensive, and they're spending a lot of money. Then Demarius Randall agreed to a 1-year, $3.25 million deal. The former Packer and Brown... The former Packer and Brown agreed to this deal, and it's a solid cornerback to add. Just pretty much all you can say about that. A-, good play. Then another former Cowboy, Jason Witten, agreed to terms with the Raiders on a 1-year, $4 million deal that includes $3.5 million fully guaranteed and carries a max value of $4.75 million. So this is a solid deal in the effect that is a solid tight end. That's pretty much it. Witten's been good for the Cowboys his entire career, went into broadcasting for 1 year, and then came back to the Cowboys, and yeah, this will be his first time on a new team. That is going to be it for the Las Vegas Raiders, and we will move on to the Los Angeles Chargers. And they also were busy in free agency. So, first off, they signed Brian Bulaga, the former Packer, to a 3-year, $30 million contract, which is expensive, but for a really good lineman. I wish that, I'm a Seahawk fan. I wish that they would have taken this guy over like BJ Finney and stuff, but Brian Bulaga is worth that money. He's been a solid line protector for Rodgers pretty much forever. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and give that one a solid. We'll go ahead and go with an A minus there. Then Austin Eckler agreed to a 4-year, $24.5 million contract. $25 million contract that includes $15 million guaranteed. This basically secured the fact that Melvin Gordon is not going to be there anymore. It's going to be Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson. I'm going to give that one an A because Eckler did prove himself. Then, division rival Chris Harris Jr. signed with the Chargers on a 2-year, $17 million contract that has a max value of $20 million and includes $7.5 million guaranteed. Solid deal. Excuse me. It's a solid deal. You get one of the best corners on the market, if not the best corner on the market. He may have fallen off a little bit, but he's still solid, and he'll get to play against... Basically, it was a Chris Harris Jr. for Melvin Gordon trade. That was basically what it was. Broncos and Chargers swap players, and Harris will... I think he'll play good. I'll give that one an A. Then, and it's not too expensive, so that's good. Hunter Henry got the franchise tag from the Chargers, and yeah, pretty much all you could say about that. B. I think long-term would have been better. Then Livnall Joseph agreed to a 2-year, $17 million contract that can be worth up to $19 million with incentives. So basically, they got Harris Jr. on a 2-year, $17 million, and then they got Livnall Joseph on a 2-year, $17 million. That's very solid, and so that's very good. And then Try Turner was acquired in a trade with the Carolina Panthers. I'll give that one an A. Thank you guys so much for watching.